Hey folks, Richard Trascoma, real estate with a twist. Back here doing it again, doing it up in Lake County, Florida. Mount Dora office, ERA Grizzard if you're trying to find me. But we are not here for real estate as much as we are here for a weekly drink thing. And instead of our normal single cocktail, we're gonna go a little screwy. And by that, I mean Skrewball. Normally I do one cocktail, but I decided that this stuff, by the way, if you haven't tried it, is delicious. It is very peanut buttery. And I know there's at least one or two others out there, but this one's the one that's kind of hitting things and I've had a little time to play with. So I'm gonna do 3 drinks pretty fast with Skrewball, peanut butter whiskey. And we're gonna see what happens, other than me and Stacy being a little intoxicated by the time we get to the movies tonight. Which brings up, do not drink and drive. Have a plan before you start drinking. So the first thing we're gonna do today is gonna do a shot, and I'm gonna call it the peanut butter and jelly. I'm sure it's been tried out there because it can't be that hard. I just thought of it in the last 10 minutes. That's gonna be Chambord and a Skrewball peanut butter whiskey. That's gonna be the first drink. Then I'm gonna try and make an old fashioned. Nancy, we'll see how that goes over, but I'm gonna do an old fashioned. Stacy, because she used to like peanut butter and honey sandwiches, I'm gonna put a little bit of honey in there instead of the standard sugar or simple syrup. And then the final one I'm gonna do is I have been in search of the perfect Reese's peanut butter drink. And so I'm gonna try and use that with Godiva chocolate and a little bit of cream to try and make a Reese's peanut butter cup. Some of these, I've never made that. I really haven't made any of these before. So if you make something at home in my numbers, you find that you like something a little better, don't be afraid to comment because I make this up as I go. So the first one we're gonna do is a shot. I have found that doing about a half an ounce of this, it's very peanut buttery, and then 3/4 of an ounce of Chambord. I'm gonna make 2, one for me and Stacy, so I'm doubling that. So I'm gonna use 1 ounce, which is a double. So you wanna normally use a half an ounce per shot, and then 3/4 of an ounce per shot of the Chambord. That's gonna give you the peanut butter and jelly kind of taste. At least that's what I'm hoping for, is a peanut butter and jelly taste. Make sure you get it nice and cold. I'm thinking that this is either gonna be a really delicious day, and maybe we won't go anywhere. Lord knows that peanut butter stuff doesn't make anything look real pretty, does it? So that is the peanut butter and jelly shot, or at least I'm hoping it is. I'm gonna go ahead and try these, which is also non-standard. Well, that's pretty darn good, quite frankly. Kind of hit you at different times, but other than that, you'll get both tastes out of there. So half an ounce of the peanut butter whiskey, 3/4 of an ounce of Chambord, and you've got yourself a PB&J shot. We're gonna make our way from there over to the Old Fashion. And because the Old Fashion is a pretty traditional drink, this isn't obviously a real Old Fashion. But I will do a lot of the same things, which is I'm still gonna use 2 ounces of whiskey, which in this case is all Skrewball. I'm still gonna use a couple of shakes of the bitters. I'm not gonna use a sugar cube or simple syrup, which I normally would, and I'm not gonna use an orange that I normally would because I don't think that would go so well with it. With that being said, we're just gonna give it, it may not need to be sweetened, but like I said, this is our first time trying this. So I'm gonna do a little honey in there, and then we're gonna give her a stir. I have found, like I said, in the few drinks that I've made with a Skrewball, and I know that I've seen at least 1 or 2 at the liquor store here in Florida, that this stuff, I mean, it is very overpowering. So it's easy to drink straight if you were so inclined. But if you do mix it with anything, just kind of figure that you're gonna have to double or at least 50% hit whatever else you're mixing, because that stuff is just strong. With that being said, let's try this Old Fashioned. I feel like Stacy ought to do this one because she is the one that decided that this should be. However you want to do it, you can use regular ice, use a big ice cube. Like I said, I am not going to use an orange today. You can probably put a nice cherry on that, which would give it that same PB&J thing. But because we're trying to hurry, and I'm not doing a very good job, we're just going to keep on going. I don't think I'd put the bitters in there, or I'd put a lot less of them if I had to do it again. It's still a very tasty drink, but the bitters are a little bit strong. I might do 1 shake, a half a shake, or just leave them out completely, quite frankly. Like I said, that stuff's pretty good straight. The honey in there is pretty nice. And the final drink we're doing is gonna be served as a Martini. But it's gonna be pretty, and hopefully it's as tasty as the ingredients make it sound. So in this case, I'm going to use, because it's so strong like we talked about, I'm going to use 1 shot of peanut butter whiskey. I'm going to use 1.5 shots of Godiva chocolate. So quite a bit more. And then I'm going to throw in 1/2 shot or 1/2 ounce of 50/50, a little cream in there. Like I said, if you find something that works better, let me know. This is all an experiment, and I'm doing it on the fly. Because you got to drink all your experiments as you go, quite frankly. Yeah, I'd say all in all, it looks pretty good. But what really matters in this case is how it tastes. I think I might use a little bit more peanut butter next time. So if I was going to do this again, I would up the amount of peanut butter whiskey in here, which raises a drink. I might try going even and see how that works. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me here at Real Estate with a Twist. 3 drinks we made today, which was the PB&J shot, the peanut butter old fashioned, and then an attempt at a Reese's peanut butter cup. Like I said, I would do more whiskey next time. Anyway, Skrewball whiskey, if you haven't tried it, it's delicious. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys next week.